Hey, you're watching Flippy James Disc Golf. My name is James. Happy you're here. Wow, that was boring. You're watching Flippy James Disc Golf. My name is James. Happy you're here. Over the weekend, I played my second tournament ever, which was the 2023 MVP Circuit Challenge. And if you're not aware, in that challenge, you get 3 discs, and these are the only 3 discs that you get to use throughout the whole 18 holes. So we got an Electron Runway, which is an overstable mid-range. We had the Neutron Tempo, which is an slightly overstable approach disc. This was the one that everybody was wanting. And then we also had this Proton Servo, which a lot of people were saying flew like a crave, but the numbers for this are 6.5, 5, -1, 2. I ended up really liking this, and it's actually what we start off on. Like I said, this was my second tournament ever. I think it was really smooth, really laid back. So thank you to everyone that had a hand in it. But I'm just going to jump into the video and kind of watch it with you. And I recorded every single shot that I took, and we're just gonna dive into it and see how the round went. So we actually threw from this hole right before we started, but this is hole 7. I take the servo and flip it up to flat. It goes quite a while, and I'm a noob walking in front of the disc, but it does fade out. That tree is 400 feet from the tee pad. And then I decided to take the servo again, go sky hyzer over the tree, because it is a Mando, and ended up in a decent spot. Right here, I have my tempo in my hand because I'm not sure if I want to forehand low underneath the, like this kind of a low ceiling, but I decided to take the runway and I jump putt instead to see if I can get it down there onto the dirt and let it slide up, which it did. And then I was setting up the shot for the putt, and I stopped recording instead of hitting record. So next hole, hole 8, take the servo again, throw this flat this time, put some height on it. It does its turn, and then it does its fade. Like, I think the numbers are pretty correct on that. I gave it a decent amount of juice. Did decide to putt with the runway. We played the back 9 before we started the actual tournament, and that's what I decided to putt with. But you'll see on the first few putts that I'm trying to figure out the height and the angle, because I was putting it on a little bit too much angle because I thought it would just fight out of it when I was playing the back 9. And so I'm trying to work on getting that right. It was kind of tough to putt with. We're now here, hole 9. I try and throw the same throw I did with the servo, but this time it was a little bit too low and it kind of burned over on me. This throw, I threw exactly how I wanted to, except I didn't hit my line, but the flight was how I wanted it to look. Did get out through that tree, gave a little fist bump, and then take the runway, make a correction, just didn't give it enough height this time. Now we are on hole 10, throwing completely over out of bounds the whole time. I thought it was long. Cardmates thought it was right under the basket. Walking up to it, it ended up not being right under the basket. Oh, my buddy Tim missed this putt like that, and I said, I'm going to pick up your trash disc to use it as a marker. We're just joking with each other. It was a lot of fun on this card. Hit the putt, first birdie of the day. Right now, I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, wow, it's going to be okay, huh?
Tell them that's going to be okay, Jim. I'm sorry.
It's still okay, though, but it's still okay.
Tim, totally, it's going to be okay to me. It's what I get for making the joke about his unlucky putt from the hole before. Walking up to this next putt. This tree is directly in the line of the basket. Have to put, do a little straddle putt.
Oh, I
I hit myself on the way down, and it just totally threw off the disc. Use my bag as a marker, as you should. This part's pretty funny coming up.
There he is.
We got a forehand coming with the servo. I missed the gap I was trying to hit and smacked this tree, and it knocked it down and rolled it backwards behind even more trees, which you're about to see. That was no fun. I decide I'm going to go for a skip shot here and just smoked this tree. Marty, my buddy, was over on the right, and he said if it would have been to the left of that tree, it would have been like the perfect shot. As you can see from this angle here, I'm not sure if I'm going to go between these two trees or if I go to the right. I try to go to the right, ends up going between the two trees and rolls a little bit away. Come back, make the putt for the bogey. That happens. Oh, on this one, I put the camera behind the bench and you couldn't see my drive at all. And so this is where I landed, and I'm trying to just get the runway to go on an angle and then flatten out. Let's see what happens. I didn't give it enough at all. I threw it straight up in the air, way too high. Rolled down this hill. And then didn't give it enough for the putt. I was a little frustrated here because, well, that's 2 bogeys in a row. And that's really not what you want to see, right? Nobody wants 2 bogeys in a row. And I really just didn't give it enough there. And so it was more so like, not because of the bogey, it was because I just should have made the putt. See me blowing on my hand here. It was humid and I was a little sticky. And so it didn't really make a difference on this throw. But I did hold on to it a little long. A little too much angle. Could have put it to the right of the fairway. There I was actually putting from my friend's Tim's disc because I just saw the pink rim and I'm like thinking about the 2 bogeys before. And I would have much rather had this putt instead of the one I have to do anyways. I go out of frame, miss the putt from up there. This looks close and it's not far, but just watch. Now I'm real mad. Like 3 bogeys in a row. It's just because I'm not spinning the disc when I putt. Also, as an overstable mid-range, like I don't putt with those, right? Take the tempo off the tee here. Throw it high. Get through all the trees. Use my bag as a marker on Tim's disc. Again, I thought that I had threw it long there. And everyone was saying, oh no, I think it was good. And so I saw the pink rim again. I'm just...
Where's mine at?
just being silly. This putt felt really good. I hit that leaf. I think it might have went in, it might not have, but the stroke and the spin I got on the disc, I like that putt. Take the tempo off the tee again. I used it a lot. Grip lock it a little too long. Hit a tree, hit another tree. Just good outcome for a bad throw. That felt good again. Just was short. Had more confidence from that last putt, even though I didn't make it. It just felt nice. I throw the tempo a lot through here. I didn't want to throw the runway and have it get bent because I've had some Electron like smoke a tree before and just have like a bulge in it. This one, it's right here in front of me. I can use it. This is pretty firm though. I didn't think about that. Mine are mostly like Electron soft ones that I've had. And so I don't know how much this would have bent up, but I still didn't want it to happen. These 2 trees, like between the basket and me, they're directly in my way. So I decided to switch and putt with the tempo, and I'm trying just to hyzer it around the 2. Hit the cage, give it a decent run. Like, I'm totally cool with that. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Tempo again, forehand. We have a flex line to get through. Put it on too much of an angle. Hit a tree. Hit another tree. Trees were kind of my friend today. Not gonna lie. On this part though, all I'm thinking about is don't hit that little branch that you're gonna see the disc go by. Like, if you don't hit it, it could go in. Those are my thoughts right then. Make it over it, and it was just a little too high. Maybe if I actually hit the branch, it would have been all right. My friend Marty took this line. We're now on hole 1. I tried to throw the same type of throw he did on Anheuser, but I really meant to go straight up the gap. Decided to putt with the tempo, and you could see my arm like go to the right. I held on to it a little long. It was a little bit sticky. Make a putt with the runway, like finally, right? Here is, I think, the only time that I throw the runway off the tee. It's 210 feet. It is up past the tree you can see in the fairway, and then to the left. I go with a sky hyzer. Slip a little bit. ends up going a bit long. You can see me here on the edge. Smack a tree.
No.
Like, no bueno. Marty even says, wow, that was probably the worst possible outcome. And he can say that because on his putt here, he totally shanks it, doesn't even give it a try. Like, wow, Marty, you're making fun of me? Really? I'm just kidding. Make the comeback. Save the par here. Since I gave Marty trouble back there, I'm going to show his awesome ace run with his tempo. He's got really nice throw. I like the way he throws. You see me wipe my hands here. My hands are still wet, and so are the disc from being in the grass. Slips right out. Like, and then it comes back out. I'm telling you, trees were my friend today. Oh, man. I'm giving this one a run, trying to put it in there. Decent bid. It was right in front of it. End up being in this ditch. I'm standing on a rock right here. Really weird footing. It was like in the dirt. I wasn't going to pull it out. Forehand, 210 feet with the tempo. I stood kind of in front of the camera, but it ends up being in a great spot. Like, I'm stoked about this. It's this putt right here. I was like, finally, another birdie since what, like the 4th hole we played. I was happy to be this close. And then I was really mad because I didn't spin the disc at all. Like, my arm just came out and went full extension, but it's like I just let go of the disc. Like, no spin at all. Make sure you put spin on your disc. If you want to see what it should have looked like, that's what it should have looked like. Sad day. I was not happy after that. Taking the servo, going forehand. I pretty much hit my gap. It starts to turn, hit some trees, kick right. I think I'm really far back from the basket, which I'm like probably, I don't know, 40 feet away, and there's just nothing. It might look where this camera is angled at that I could just go to the left a little bit and like maybe flick a little forehand around there. It wasn't like that. Jump putt out through this gap you see here, hit the pole, stayed there. Happy with that. Last hole, I throw a big sky Anheuser, try to get it around those trees.
Oh! I thought I was past it. I thought I was past it.
Everybody thought I was past that
wide.
tree already. We were really surprised to see hit it. I told my friend Tim, I'm like, hey, we're forehand in this tempo. We're going to end on a good one. This is the last hole, and this is what happened. Hit the tree, dropped right in front of it. There we go. So 1 birdie, 3 bogeys, the rest pars for the whole tournament. This was fun. If there's a circuit challenge around you, I highly suggest going to it and trying to throw just these 3 discs on whatever course they're going to have it on. For the runway, I only putted with it, really. I threw 1 throw off the drive. For the servo, this surprised me. I ended up really liking it. I'm trying to figure out if it has a place in my bag or not, because I do like that it'll flip up to flat, but it's not going to go straight forever, and it's also not going to turn over on me, and it will come back. And so that's definitely useful. I think where I play, this might be more useful than my Crave, because I have other discs that'll go just straight. But I could put both in there for sure. For the tempo, I like how this feels. I know a lot of people compare it to a zone. It does have some differences. Not so much in flight, but kind of how it's shaped. I did a full review on it. I shot it today. That video should be up probably 2 days from now. If it is already, I'm going to leave an end card right here. But thanks again for everybody who put this tournament on. The course was a mess from a storm before we started, so some people came together and cleaned it up. I do want to play more tournaments in the future, so if you enjoy this video, please give it a like, subscribe, join the Flippy fam so you don't miss out on future videos. We'll see you in the next one.